Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we'll be looking at a rare case in India of a little boy by an unknown predator hiding behind his looks. This is August Tales, where we navigate the twisted path of life, which involves this case of the world's youngest serial killer. So sit tight while I bring it to you. The village of Musahar in Bihar is a very peaceful and hardworking community. Because of poverty, they work extremely hard in agriculture and other unskilled labors under the scorching sun so as to keep the food on the table for their families. They have large families and they live with several generations all in the same place. Despite this poverty, they always have strength in their children. The Seda family is a large one. They spread all across the village and wouldn't need to go far to see themselves whenever they wanted to, and so they were never alone. The Seda family's children loved playing together at the slightest opportunity they had. Their aunt, an 6-year-old daughter, visited the house because she had just found a job in the city and wanted to leave her child with them until she settled into her career. After a few days, the mother left the house for the local market to buy vegetables while the children were playing. And so, when the mother came back, the little girl had disappeared. The village noticed the disappearance of the girl and was wondering what could have happened to her after a few days have passed, but couldn't question the family as they respected their privacy. After some time, the family was blessed again with another girl, which brought smiles to their faces once more. But again, that smile was taken away from them as the new baby, which was just 8 months old, has disappeared again. The family was in shock. The villagers was in disarray and trembling because no one could give an explanation for the strange disappearance of the 2 little children. But one thing that struck them was the Seda family did not give out any information to the villagers, as if her disappearance did not matter to them because there was no visible signs of tears, mourning or grief, or even stories shared about how these 2 girls went missing. Tragedy struck again in 2002 with a 6-month-old baby girl outside of this family. A woman, Chun Devi, had needed to take care of some urgent errands and had left her baby, Kushbu, at the village primary school. But when her mother had returned, she was nowhere found on the surface of the earth. As soon as she found out her baby was missing, she sprung into action, looking for her daughter, asking the villagers if anyone had seen her little girl, but no one had any hint of her whereabouts. Even the staff at the school too was utterly confused about the disappearance of Kushbu. When all hope seemed to be lost, Kushbu's mother stumbled upon one of the Seda family members. They seemed to have a hint of what might have happened to the little girl, so they accompanied her to the police station to report the missing child and provide the police with a possible suspect. It was looking not really helpful, but at least it was a glimmer of hope. So the police took up the case to question the suspects. They all went to the playground and brought one particular boy who looked so innocent, but still went ahead to ask if he knew anything about Kushbu's disappearance. And then this boy said yes. They were all expecting to hear what he would say about how she left the village or disappeared, but instead, what he said shocked them all. He looked at the officer dead in the eye, saying that Kushbu was not missing, but she was dead and he killed her himself. Everyone was shocked and in disbelief by what they just heard. Even the police initially dismissed it, saying it was some sort of cruel prank on them, but everything went bizarre when he took them to the location where he had buried the innocent baby. So then their fears were confirmed. The boy began telling them how he had taken the baby and nobody noticed him living with her, to where he would execute his cruel plans. He took her to the mangrove forest adjacent to the school premises and started strangling her, hoping to get a reaction of fear, but the baby was crying and gasping for air. So he got angry took a nearby rock and smashed her face with it, killing her instantly. Then he buried her in the grass and walked away. The boy smiling and saying to the officers, "I killed her repeatedly by hitting her with the rock." The officers could not imagine what was happening, and the same boy telling the story was the killer. They took him to the police station immediately, and it was the youngest serial killer they ever had. What is more disturbing is that he always smiled when he was looked at, and even asked for a packet of biscuits when Inspector Shatrughan Kumar asked if he killed Kushibo, and he did this as if he didn't know the gravity of what he did. Amarjit was a quiet and reserved boy, born in 1998 to the Seda family. He had a baby sister at the age of 7. He was always playing with knickknacks, climbing trees, and roaming the village without friends. So here's the thing. How come a member of the Seda family suspected Amarjit? By now, we should all know what had happened to the two little children of the Seda family as they were murdered by Amarjit. Amarjit killed his cousin in the same way he had killed Kushibo. He took her to a secluded area and strangled her, enjoying the fear she was experiencing. He then struck her head with a rock. He took pleasure in the suffering he caused to his victims. His family found out about this and asked if he did it. He confessed immediately in front of everyone, including the girl's father, his uncle. He never kept his sins a secret. When the family heard this, they kept it a secret. His father punished him physically for this horrific act, but they made their first mistake already. Their parental instinct kicked in, and so they could not hand him over to the police. They all talked to him about the gravity of what he had done and hoping he had learned from his mistake, but a few months later, he turned his attention to his own sister and blood. He took her out of the house to a secluded area and repeated the same heinous act. The family asked again, and he accepted it without hesitation, but they all kept it a secret again. But by now, he was already addicted to what he called a game. Now, Kushibo's case was a different matter, as it could no longer be kept a secret. According to the laws of India, Amarjit was too young to be held accountable for the crimes he had committed, so he was sent to a juvenile home. Medical results showed that Amarjit enjoyed hurting others and suffered from a disorder called conduct disorder. We all hope that the therapy and treatment he received in the juvenile home helped him out. So when he turned 18, he was allowed to live with a new identity. He should be 25 years now, seeing that he was born in 1998 with a new name and a different life, possibly living in India too. His case is one of the most disturbing cases in India. The society can only hope that he has been rehabilitated and the urges to kill are gone, as we still wonder what might have been the reason for an 8-year-old child to commit these murders. Thanks for watching, and please do subscribe for more videos.